guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another pregnancy update. Today is going to be my 28-week pregnancy update and my first update in my third trimester. I'm actually 27 weeks and 6 days pregnant today, but tomorrow I turn 28 weeks, so I figured I would just make this my 28-week pregnancy update and give you guys an update of what's been going on since I last spoke to you last week. I know last week when I gave you my 27-week update, it was a little bit different than my usual pregnancy updates, and I talked a lot about like what I was going through emotionally and like my pregnancy depression and everything like that, which I'm going to get into later on in this video. But first, I kind of just wanted to talk to you about like the basics of the pregnancy update, and something I wanted to talk about this time is actually like my weight gain, because I know I haven't really spoken about that in many videos, and I'm sure a lot of you are curious because that's something I'm always curious about, and weight gain is something that just comes along with pregnancy. So I haven't really spoken about it too much, especially in the last few pregnancy updates, and I wanted to touch on that today and just some of the basics before I hop into what I was talking to you guys about last week. So I'm just gonna hop right into it. So like I said, I am 27 weeks and 6 days pregnant today, so basically 28 weeks, and I've been keeping track of my weight gain this pregnancy on my pregnancy app, which is the Pregnancy Plus app. That's what I've been using, and I've mentioned that multiple times throughout these videos, but I've been keeping track of my weight. I started at 153 pounds this pregnancy, which was actually a little bit over what I'd been maintaining after I lost all the baby weight after Sophia, but I was still okay with that weight. And currently, as of like 2 days ago, I was 169 pounds. So in total, I've gained 16 pounds, which I don't really find too bad. I know with Sophia, I gained most of my pregnancy weight like towards the very end, which I'm assuming may happen this time, but I am trying to keep my weight gain to a minimal this pregnancy. So my goal is to only gain 30 pounds at most, and I think I'm kind of on track for that if I continue to do how I've been doing so far. I know weight gain during pregnancy can be a little bit of a touchy subject. I mean, it is for me, I guess. In some ways, I'm not really ashamed of my weight or gaining weight because I know I have to gain weight for this baby, and I know there's a lot of things that factor into it, but I've always kind of struggled with body image, so gaining weight this pregnancy has been a lot harder for me to take in than I think it was my first pregnancy. For reference, I am only 5'2", so I am pretty tiny. I don't know if I come off that way in videos, but I'm pretty small framed and tiny and short, so my weight gain is obviously going to be different than yours or anyone else that's pregnant, and what's healthy for you is not what's going to be healthy for me. But yeah, so I've gained 16 pounds so far at 28 weeks pregnant. As for cravings this week, I know I haven't had a ton of cravings throughout this pregnancy. At least I don't think so. And this week I've definitely gotten a new one, and that has been Sonic's Reese's Peanut Butter Cup Shakes, which is really out of the blue for me because I'm not a Reese's peanut butter kind of person, and I never have been, not even like a peanut butter person at all. So that's really like out there for me and definitely been my craving this past week. I've been getting one like, I think I might have gotten a Sonic shake like 5 times this past week, which is not good and definitely not the healthiest craving, but I have to give in to my cravings sometimes because they're just so strong, and whenever I want a shake, like it's like I need it right now immediately. Also, I know I've mentioned this so many times ever since Mila started moving, but this baby is so active. I say this all the time to everyone I'm with on Instagram all the time. She is the most active baby compared to my last baby, who was like barely a mover. I would have to poke and like prod at her and annoy her to get her to move, but not Mila, not this pregnancy. She just moves 24/7. It's not even like a specific time frame. It's all day long, and I always feel her up in my ribs, which I'm not sure if that means she's head down, because I also feel her like down here, but it definitely feels like her head is like down on the lower part of my stomach and her feet are up here because I'm always feeling her in my ribs. And she's also in the position where she's just on my bladder 24/7, so I've already been having to pee all day long since I was probably 20 weeks pregnant, but now that she's like in this position, it just feels like I have so much pressure on my bladder 24/7. I have to pee constantly, and I get up in the middle of the night to pee probably like 3 to 4 times, especially like I kind of have to cut off my water intake at night sometimes, even if I'm like dying of thirst. Otherwise, I will just be up all night peeing, and she just does not move from that spot. She's very comfortable. I have my next ultrasound appointment. I think it's gonna be my 30-week appointment. I'm gonna have an ultrasound, so that's when we'll see if she's head down. I know they still have time to flip after that, but I think by 28 weeks they are like supposed to be in the head down position. Don't quote me on that. I'm not really sure, but I definitely think she is head down from what I feel. And also, I know I mentioned to you guys in my last pregnancy update that I was having like cramping. That has completely subsided, which I'll talk a little bit more about when I get to talking about like the depression part. But the cramping has subsided completely. I'm still having the Braxton hicks, and it's mostly at night after I've been on my feet all day. And it's just like a tightening of my lower stomach. It doesn't hurt or anything, and I definitely know it's Braxton hicks now because it feels just like my first pregnancy when I was having Braxton hicks, and I feel like I'm far enough along now to like feel like it's safe to have Braxton hicks. I know I've been having it for weeks, but now that I'm in the 3rd trimester, I could definitely tell that's exactly what it is. It's getting stronger. So yeah, I'm still having the Braxton hicks, but the cramping has subsided completely, which I'm so thankful for because it really did worry me. Like I said, I wasn't having any bleeding or anything along with it, which was really great, but the cramping is gone, and I'm so happy about that. Something that's actually happened this past week is my morning sickness came back, and I don't know if I can actually like call it morning sickness at this point because I am so far along, but every single morning I have been waking up a little bit nauseous. Not to the point where I have to throw up or anything, but I just feel like I need to eat right away or else I will throw up, which is exactly how I felt in the beginning when I was in my 1st trimester as well. I felt like I had to eat as soon as I woke up and get something into my body, whether it was like carbs or something, just to keep everything down, and I'm feeling that exact same way now. I didn't have this with my 1st pregnancy. Like the morning sickness subsided and that was it. But now I feel like the morning sickness is kind of back. So that's all of the basic pregnancy stuff that I had to update you guys on. Now moving on to the update on my pregnancy depression and my last pregnancy update video. I think it was 26 weeks when I updated you guys on this. I was diagnosed with pregnancy depression at my 26-week appointment, and my doctor did put me on Prozac. I explained like what was going on and all of my emotions and feelings in that video. If you guys want to check that out, I'll link it down below. But I have been on Prozac for, it will be 2 weeks tomorrow, and I have been feeling so much better, guys. Like I can't even explain how good I've been feeling. I would say it took about like 5 days for the Prozac to kind of start, like I started to feel a lot better and I started to feel the medication working, and ever since then it's just kind of skyrocketed up. I would say like my energy levels have boosted. Again, I said the cramping stopped, which I think a lot of the cramping did have to do with the fact that I was a little bit depressed and stressed, and I think that kind of went along with it because ever since I started taking it, the cramping has stopped. I also mentioned to you guys that I was having headaches every single morning when I woke up, and that has stopped as well, like completely. Pretty much like 2 or 3 days after I started taking the Prozac, I would say my headaches went away, and then a few days after that I started to feel all of my energy lifting, and I just felt so much better and so much happier and so much more motivated, and I just didn't feel as sad or angry. And I would say 2 weeks later now, at this point, I really just feel so much happier, even with Gage and Sophia, and I feel like I've gotten my patience back, and I really just feel good. I don't really know how else to describe it. Like my brain, my mindset, everything just feels so much better, which is so good. I've even had a bit of a crazy week this week, which I'm not going to go into for like personal reasons, but even through all that, I've just felt good and I've stayed positive, and thankfully I have a really supportive fiance. Gage has been so good and has been so supportive and so helpful in helping me like overcome all of this. But yeah, I would say I just feel really good, and I'm glad that I can actually say that. Although my energy has lifted, like I said, though, I still feel super tired, but it's definitely like the pregnancy tired. And I kind of feel like I did when I was in my 1st trimester. Like I just feel like I could nap all day long, especially today. Like it's a little bit later in the day when I'm filming this, and honestly, I have just been so tired today. Actually, I didn't get a lot of sleep last night anyways because our air conditioning went out, which I know you guys, like, no air conditioning on like a 90-degree day with being pregnant. That was a really rough night. So I didn't get much sleep last night, but even before that, the past couple of nights, I've just been feeling so tired. Like, I can honestly take a nap as soon as I wake up in the morning and like nap all the way through the day. I have energy like to do stuff, and I feel like I can get stuff done. It's just like I'm just tired. So I have been drinking like 1 cup of coffee a day to get me a little bit boosted up and out of that like sleeping mode, because honestly I just feel like I could fall asleep anywhere and everywhere. But yeah guys, that's pretty much all I have to update you guys on this week. Thank you guys for being so supportive and all of your messages and comments on my last video, because it was really sweet to hear you guys and hear your own struggles and stories. I had some of you message me on Instagram and stuff, and it was just really nice to be able to relate to some of you guys and talk to you guys and make each other feel better and just support each other and do this together. So thank you guys for following along on this pregnancy journey. I'm going to give you guys a bump shot right now of little Mila, and then I'm just going to close out the video. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video and today's pregnancy update. I will probably see you in a few weeks for my next pregnancy update, so make sure you hit the subscribe button down below to stay tuned for that and all of my other videos. We'd love to have you join my little YouTube fam, and yeah, I will see you guys next time. Bye guys!